Okay, this is going to be my message for tonight. My message is when you go into the book of Genesis, you're going to see that a godly marriage here. You're not seeing no sinners. You're seeing a godly marriage, how it started off. See, God made Adam, right? God made Adam from the dust of the earth. And then God and Adam took walks in the garden that he placed them in, right? Right? So Adam became a godly man, walking with God, talking with God, having a friendship with God, a relationship with God, right? Right? That's how you're supposed to be as a man. You're supposed to have a relationship with God first before you go get a woman. Then God made a woman, right? And she was in relationship with her husband and God. So God married them as godly couples. Did he not? Yeah, both of them was made from the hand of God. Both of them was walking and talking with God. Now, here's my question. When Eve was in the garden by herself, where exactly was Adam? And that's where the message is coming from. Because Adam became the head. This was the first institution of the family. And Adam was the head of that family, as Christ is the head of the church. Am I right? And to be a head of the church means to be an overseer. Is that right? That means to be a watcher or overseer, right? That means to have a covering over the church, right? So I'm wondering, when Eve was in the garden, where was Adam at? Where was his covering over her? Because how was the serpent able to convince her to sin not only up against her husband, but up against God as well? See, it's something about when men leave their responsibility. It's something about when men, the head of the household, I'm not talking about the woman beater of the household, the alpha aggressive woman beater. No, God did not call you. You probably forced that woman to marry you, intimidated her, bully her. God is a man of peace and love, not about beating on women. Or he could beat on women all by himself. What he needs you for? Now, it's something about when a man walks away from his responsibility. Where was Adam when the serpent, Satan, was doing all of this whispering in Eve's ear? See, then we got to bring it on forward to modern day time. How the men are walking away from their family. How the men are walking away from their wives and going astray. How the men are leaving their wife uncovered. Not even praying for the wife and kids. Not even praying over their household no more. They so busy trying to get a side piece and side piece babies. God did not tell you to have no side piece. Or he would have gave Adam more than Eve. God is so powerful. He would have gave him triplets, Eves. God didn't tell you to walk away from your household. God did not put you with your wife so that you can abandon her. God did not put you with your wife so you could just walk away and ignore your responsibility, that you're supposed to have a covering over this woman, that you're supposed to be having a covenant over your children, that you're supposed to be praying over your household, that you're supposed to be praying over your wife as a leader, as an overseer. Where was Eve at? Where was Adam when the serpent was whispering all of this stuff in her ear to get her and convince her and trick her to go up against the words of her husband? Because he said, God told us not to eat from that tree. We got everything else. Don't touch it. See, some men refuse to correct their women when they're wrong. You allow your wife to meddle in other people's business. Do you know that you're supposed to be correcting that as a leader? That's just like in a church, a pastor see a woman meddling in other members' business and he won't correct her because he's trying to sleep with her. So he don't want to offend her, but she's going throughout the church offending everyone else by getting up in their business. See, a husband is supposed to correct his wife from that. Honey, that's none of our business. And we need to mind our business and let God handle that situation. Let God take care of her. If we're going to help, we're going to help, but we don't want to know all that business. That's her business. We got to respect that, honey. That's how he's supposed to correct that problem. You got wives that is out of control. You're not getting them in line with the word of God.